Welcome to the BG Engine Restoration Experience. We are going to discuss some of the challenges that are inherent in today's engine technology and the preventive measures you can employ to keep engines running at peak performance. All engines are prone to carbon deposits, which negatively affect performance. The engine in front of you is a gasoline direct injection, or GDI engine. In a GDI engine, the injectors spray fuel directly into the combustion chamber. Today, the majority of new gasoline-powered vehicles have GDI engines. In the past, port fuel injection was more common. Port fuel injectors spray fuel into the air intake above the intake valve. GDI engines are both more sensitive to deposits and more prone to early deposit buildup due to the engine's anatomy. Another common technology that contributes to deposits is the Positive Crankcase Ventilation System, or PCV. PCV is employed to reduce harmful emissions by carrying crankcase gases through the air intake to be reburned in the combustion chamber. Instead, the gases cool and solidify in the intake and on the backs of valves. Let's examine some of the affected areas. Intake valves. GDI engines are particularly susceptible to valve deposits due to the placement of the injectors inside the combustion chamber. And this does not allow for the washing of the intake valve like we see in a port fuel system. Here's an example of what many valves look like after as little as 30,000 miles. These deposits impede airflow and negatively affect engine performance and fuel mileage. Combustion chambers. Deposits also form in the combustion chamber, affecting piston tops and injector tips. This leads to poor fuel atomization and less efficient combustion cycles due to deposit interruption of the fuel-air mixture. Excessive cylinder scoring can be caused by large deposits breaking off and scraping along cylinder walls. Now, this can create a permanent inefficiency in the piston ring's ability to function. Piston rings. To help achieve better fuel economy, low-tension piston rings are now standard in most engines. However, they are sensitive to even the smallest amount of deposits, which can impede ring function. This leads to compression loss, which results in excessive blow-by and noticeable drivability issues, including poor power output and fuel economy, with an increase in oil loss. Turbocharging. Turbocharging is commonly used in today's engine design to increase the power output of smaller engines. Turbochargers spin in excess of 200,000 RPM, creating an immense amount of heat. As oil lubricates the turbo shaft and bearings through a narrow galleyway, the extreme temperature exceeds the oil's tolerances, leading to oil degradation and breakdown, accelerating deposits. You may notice symptoms of deposit buildup in the form of reduced throttle response, idle quality, and horsepower. Additionally, you may encounter lower fuel economy and increased oil consumption. BG Products is committed to preventing drivability issues, especially those caused by deposits. The BG Engine Performance Service will restore fuel economy and engine performance. First, add BG Engine Performance Restoration, or EPR, to the existing oil. Then, run the engine for a minimum of 10 minutes at 1200 RPM. BG EPR softens and removes fuel gums and oil deposits from piston rings, which will dramatically improve compression. Then, the dissolved deposits are removed from the system when the oil is changed. BG Advanced Formula MOA is added with the new oil. This chemistry fortifies all engine oils to prevent oil from breaking down and sludge from building up. BG Advanced Formula MOA protects your oil and your engine as you drive. To complete the service, BG Platinum 44K is added to the fuel tank, cleaning everywhere fuel goes, including fuel injectors and combustion chambers. BG Platinum 44K reduces drivability problems such as engine surge, stalling, stumble, hesitation, and power loss. The result is restored engine performance and fuel economy. The BG Engine Performance Service is a three-step process to remove engine deposits, fortify engine oil to resist breakdown, and clean the fuel system. To address the hard-to-reach deposits in the induction system, BG has developed a revolutionary new process called the BG Platinum Fuel System Service. The BG Platinum Fuel Service Supply Tool atomizes BG Platinum air intake valve and combustion chamber cleaner directly to the intake plenum. This service removes deposits from the intake, valves, and combustion chambers to restore proper air-fuel mixture, which can improve fuel economy, performance, and power while reducing harmful emissions. When vehicles are routinely run past the recommended service interval, sludge can form in the engine. Sludge impedes lubrication of vital engine components, retains heat, and degrades performance. If neglected further, a sludged engine may eventually fail. The BG Dynamic Engine Restoration Service cleans everywhere oil touches, removing even the most stubborn deposits and sludge. First, add BG Platinum 44K to the fuel tank. Drain the old oil and replace the oil filter. Next, add BG Dynamic Engine Cleaner and run the engine for 45 minutes at 3,000 RPM. BG Dynamic Engine Cleaner will dissolve sludge and varnish, clear oil passageways and screens, and remove piston ring deposits. At the end of the cleaning cycle, turn the engine off, drain the cleaner, and replace the oil filter. Next, add BG Dynamic Engine Cleaner rinse oil and run the engine for 20 minutes at 3,000 RPM. The rinse oil will remove the remaining cleaner and residues from the lubrication system. At the end of the rinse cycle, turn the engine off, drain the rinse oil, and replace the oil filter. To complete the service, add new oil along with BG Advanced Formula MOA. As you can see, the BG Dynamic Engine Restoration Service provides unparalleled cleaning for highly sludged engines in a single service. Today, we focused on GDI engines, but these services are necessary for all engine platforms, including diesel, port fuel, dual injection, and hybrid engines. BG Products is the industry leader in automotive maintenance and has a wide variety of services to keep your vehicle running at peak performance. When you apply pressure to the brake pedal, that pressure is transferred through the brake booster, master cylinder, and anti-lock brake system to the individual brake calipers. The calipers squeeze the brake pads onto the rotor. This prevents the wheels from turning and stops the car. Proper brake system function depends on specialized, non-compressible brake fluid to transfer pressure from pedal to pad. The primary challenge to the brake system is water contamination in the brake fluid. Brake fluid attracts and absorbs water. Over time, water will accumulate in the system, lowering the fluid's boiling point. With as little as 4% water contamination, the fluid's boiling point can dip below the DOT standard. When the fluid boils, air pockets form in the brake lines. These compressible air pockets lower hydraulic pressure, resulting in a spongy brake pedal and decreased stopping power. Additionally, water contamination accelerates corrosion throughout the system. The BG brake service uses specialized equipment to simply and effectively remove the water-contaminated fluid and replace it with one of our high-quality, ultra-dry fluids in as little as 20 minutes. The BG BFX has many convenient features, including visual indicators to help correctly distribute a quart of BG brake fluid throughout the system. The BG BFX also features a vacuum hose for extracting waste fluid and a 5-gallon container to store it. Let's see what the BG BFX looks like in action. First, turn on the used fluid vacuum pump and drain the brake reservoir with the attached vacuum hose. Next, use the appropriate adapter to attach the new fluid hose to the reservoir. Pressurize the BFX and slowly open the new fluid hose ball valve. Raise the vehicle for the next stage of the service, starting with the brake caliper farthest from the master cylinder. Connect the vacuum hose to the brake bleeder and open the bleeder. When the fluid in the BFX's cylinder reaches the next marker, close the bleeder. Move to the next wheel farthest from the master cylinder. Once you have exchanged the fluid at each wheel, complete the service by lowering the vehicle and disconnecting the BFX. As you can see, the BG brake service is a clean, safe, and effective way to protect against brake fade, reduced stopping power, and soft pedal feel. Today's engine technology generates more heat than ever before. The cooling system is designed to maintain a consistent and safe engine operating temperature. Heated coolant from the engine is transferred to the radiator, where some of the heat dissipates. The cooled fluid is then recirculated back into the engine. The cooling system also facilitates heating of the vehicle's cabin by transferring heated coolant from the engine to the heater core. Over time, coolant degrades, and rust-preventing additives begin to deplete. Once these additives are exhausted, the coolant becomes acidic and starts to corrode system components such as the water pump, radiator, and even the engine. Rust, scale, and sludge can plug the cooling system fins. Even the slightest buildup of these materials on heat transfer surfaces prevents proper circulation, drastically affecting the engine's ability to shed heat. If the cooling system can't do its job properly, results can include water pump failure, blown head gaskets, and warped heads. BG Universal Cooling System Cleaner effectively removes built-up rust, scale, harsh mineral deposits, and other residues that accumulate in the system, suspending all these dangerous deposits so they're removed during the fluid exchange. The BG MVP coolant exchanger increases shop efficiency since traditional drain and fill methods are time-consuming and messy. These old methods leave as much as 50% of the worn-out fluid behind. This corrosive fluid will contaminate any new fluid you add during the service. The BG MVP coolant exchanger ensures a thorough fluid exchange, replacing the worn-out coolant with new coolant. Take a look at these photos comparing cooling system corrosion with and without BG Universal Supercool. A BG cooling system service every 30,000 miles keeps your customers' engines running cooler, longer. A differential contains a set of gears designed to allow the wheels to spin at different speeds. This is essential because the wheels must cover different distances as the vehicle turns. Without a differential, one wheel would have to drag. The metal gears in a differential interact in an extreme pressure environment, causing heat. A lubricant is required for these gears to function properly. Over time, pressure and high heat cause the lubricant to break down and form sludge deposits. Decreased lubricity and worn-out fluid will cause gear damage and eventual component failure. Regularly exchanging drivetrain fluids is necessary to keep your vehicle on the road for as long as possible. The BG Max Multi-Application Exchanger provides a fast and easy way to service all types of automotive differentials, transmissions, transfer cases, and engine oil in light and heavy-duty vehicles. BG Driveline products provide excellent thermal stability and promote smoother and quieter gear operation. They offer superior wear protection, improve seal performance, and extend the life of the vital components they protect. A BG Driveline service every 30,000 miles protects all the crucial parts you can't see. This service is recommended for the front and rear differentials, manual transmissions, transaxles, and transfer cases. Welcome to the BG Engine Restoration Experience.